Never had issues at work. Besides, the regular stuff, patients complaining why the doctors are taking too long, or complaining why did this patient who didn't have an appointment get to go first before them. Like patients completely forgot that there's HIPAA laws in place to keep certain things private from other patients. Clearly, they did not remember that law. Of course, there were the usual hiccups. Did you scan the insurance card? Did you take a payment? Did you offer them a payment plan? Susan was very good at what she did. She was very organized. She knew a lot of information. She learned very quick on her feet, and you can throw her into anything and she just picked it up really quick. She went as far as helping her manager with her own job. And what was the crazy part about it is that at the time, Susan didn't realize that a lot of the workload that her manager was putting on her was the manager's workload. One day, the regional walked in and questioned Susan where her manager was, and her manager was notorious for taking 1 to 2 hour breaks at a time. Say her manager didn't last long after that regional made that visit. In 48 hours, Susan was the new manager at the office. In mind, this is an office that never had any kind of paranormal activity. Absolutely nothing. Nothing out of the ordinary, nothing weird, absolutely nothing. Stated that she still remained friends with the manager after she was fired, but she did discover a lot of things that her manager had not told her. All this time, Susan was doing all this work that she didn't really need to do. However, Susan at the same time was grateful because she looked at the negatives in the positive light, that at least she knew what she was doing and she was exposed to it ahead of time. Started getting into her role, she started noticing weird things started to happen in the office. Like her book bag would go missing, water would start running in the bathroom when no one's in there. Things were just being placed in random places that they didn't belong. And as much as she asked the staff, hey, did you guys move this? Tell her no, but thank you for finding it. Until one day, she was touched by someone that wasn't there, and she couldn't understand what was going on. She's been working in this office for like a year. She's never had any kind of paranormal activity occur, and all of a sudden, since she's taken this role, a haunting begins, paranormal activity starts. This all sounded shady. This all sounded weird to her. And she kept telling the staff, like, am I going crazy? But are things happening to you guys too? And they were saying, yeah, but it's like, it's mostly you, not us, which is the weird part. She's been going through this for like months now. And one day, this patient walks into the office and she is short staffed. She's in the front helping the other receptionist since they're down 2 people. And she asks the patient for their name and information, and the patient is not responding to her. He's just staring at her. He looks up with a smile and says, your name? He says to her, you have something on you. And she's like, what do you mean, like on my face? And he's like, no. Spiritually, you have something dark on you. And of course, she's like, what? What are you talking about? And he's like, listen, you may not believe me, but I have gifts, and I can clearly see there's something on you. Susan doesn't know what to say, and he says, look, I know you may not believe me, and you may not be a person that believes in spirituality or hauntings or whatever. He's like, but whoever did work on you is the reason why you're going through what you're going through. Also said this person feels like you took something from them, so they're out for revenge. So my recommendations to you is to have a salt bath, and not only a salt bath, but while you're in that salt bath, you need to do a prayer of protection, visualize a ring of light around you, and when you get to the office, you need to pray in this whole office, like a whole entire prayer. And if you want to take some sage while you're doing your prayer and open the windows up, do that too. But you definitely need to do this soon because you're going to get sick. He's like, should I have written this down? He just looks at her and says, listen, you can either do what I'm telling you to do or let this thing keep feeding off of you. Okay, well, if you say someone's hating on me or feels like I took something from them, can you give me a description of that person? He says that he described her manager to the T. Now, she just chalked it up as maybe he's seen her before in previous appointments. But the thing is, when she looked at his chart, this was a first-time patient. He's never been to the office a day in his life that she can say. Waited for the patient to be completely done his appointment before pulling him to the side and writing down everything he told her to do step by step. Stated that she cut ties completely with that old manager and things eventually subsided, but that to her was an experience of a lifetime, and she said she would never forget it. Who do you guys think that was that Susan's manager put on Susan? And also to Susan for sharing this story. And guys, share your stories with me. My email is in my bio.